They do have a meaning to the Maori people, perhaps, if they still follow their language. That's a low blow, I think. Jesus Christ. Hey everybody, it's Jasmine here, and you're probably thinking, what is all this about, Jasmine? Well, so I was on the internet and I was on stuff.co.nz, New Zealand News, and this article came up. It was the top of the list, and the heading is, locals say plan to give State Highway 1 7 unpronounceable Maori names is PC gone haywire. And I was like, oh heck, what's that all about? So basically, there's 18 kilometres of State Highway 1 between Wellington and Kapiti. So the Kapiti Coast District Council has made plans to split the continuous road into 7 sections, and they say that the reason for that is because it's either split them up or the house numbers would have to change. And they are going to give the 7 section Maori names. So at the moment the highway is already known as Main Road North and Main Road South, so it kind of already has 3 different names. So 6 of the words were names of significant ancestors of Kapiti iwi, and 1 was the name of the native contingent that fought in World War I, which included many local iwi men. So there's one man who's been quoted. He said he preferred Main Road be kept with the, just called Main Road. So he says that the potential names were often unpronounceable, and to the general public they were meaningless, he said. They do have a meaning to the Maori people, perhaps, if they still follow their language. That's a low blow, I think. Jesus Christ. Another Waikanai man, he said that he was not bothered by the proposed Maori names, but said that giving one long road a whole lot of names was a waste of time. Then a Paraparaumu man, he said that the Maori names were too difficult to pronounce, and he said the country needed to stop looking back over our shoulders at past history and move on. He also goes on to say, I'm not a racist, obligatory not a racist. I've just come back from a family reunion where there's a very big percentage of Maori in my family. He's not a racist because he has Maori in his family. Anyway, I'm trying not to judge, I swear. So, what I want to do is look at the names and I'm going to try and pronounce them, and then hopefully I will find out the correct pronunciations, and that's the thing. First of all, I don't really know Maori. I know the New Zealand national anthem in Maori, and I know like basic colours and numbers and greetings, but not really that much more. But you would expect that kids who are in New Zealand schools right now would be learning more than like when I was at school, and so and like people who would be my parents' age, they would know even less. So I guess I would assume that it's going to be a lot easier for younger people to pronounce these names. Let's do this. Okay, so first off we have Hurumutu Road. That doesn't seem too bad. I think I said it right. Okay, then we have Hokowhitu Road. Then Rauoterangi Rauoterangi. Then we have Kakakura Road. That doesn't seem too bad. Then Unaiki Road or Unaiki Road. I think I would think that it was Unaiki Road. That sounds more in keeping with the language, what I know of it. Then we have Katu Road. And then lastly we have Matina Te Whaiwhai. Matini Te Waiwai Road. I'm not sure about that last one. If there's going to be a difficult one, it's going to be that last one. Just off the bat, they weren't that difficult. The last one, a little bit. Now I will look up the correct pronunciations, and I just wanted to say that, like, I think it's a little bit offensive what that guy said about they do have a meaning to the Maori people, perhaps, if they still follow their language. Like, that to me, like, that just sounds really rude and like condescending. Like, oh, it means something to them if they've bothered to keep up with their language. You know what I mean? When it's like, you know, past actions that have caused Maori people to lose their language. And even if you don't know the language, it still has meaning because it's the history behind it. And then he's also talking about, oh, actually I think it was another guy who was saying that you should stop looking back over our shoulders at past history and move on. It is moving on in a way to have Maori street names, because in the past you would never have that. Like, in the past, Maori history and the things that Maori people have done in New Zealand and things like that would be ignored and everything. So in a way it is, you know, it is forward to give Maori names to things. So I'm just not really keen on those two arguments. But the guy who talked about not wanting them to split the road up, like, you know, I can understand that. Personally, I think I would rather have a new street name over getting a new address number, because, like, you'd have to change your letterbox and things, and, like, I wouldn't be bothered. Okay, so I tried to find pronunciations for the names, but I couldn't, so that's not awesome. Yeah, so I guess I'd have to find someone who does know how to pronounce them, and that's not too difficult. Like, you know, these days if you want to be like a school teacher or a reporter, things like that, I guess anything that sort of requires any sort of teaching, you need to have, you know, some understanding of Maori, because you're probably going to be teaching it. So, you know, more and more people are going to be able to speak Maori, or at least have a decent understanding of the Maori language. So I don't really think that the pronunciation is too big of an issue, and there's nothing wrong with getting things wrong and then learning the correct way, you know? Like, I think that people need to be less afraid of being wrong. I think that there is an issue that the council has to decide whether to rename 7 sections or to give new house numbers to all these different houses. And I think that they've chosen a path and they've stuck with it, and now they're finding names for it, and they're picking names that are, you know, New Zealand names. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you guys do know how to correctly pronounce the names, if you have picked up that I've said it wrong, then comment down below. Give me the information so that I too can be a knowledgeable New Zealander who is in the present and will be in the future, not stuck in the past. Yeah! Okay, thank you and hey door!